on special Dham, Vrindavan Dham. Vrindavan Dham ki.
Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Raghava Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Mahima. 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Sri Simad, His Divine Grace, Selabai Charanarvin Bhaktivedanta Swamy, Sri Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, ISKCON Miyapur, Founder Charya's Divine Grace, Sri Prabhupada ki, Namakarya Sri Haridas Thakur ki, Prem Se Gaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radha Srivasadi Gauda Bhaktivinoda ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki Sri Vrindavan Dham ki Sri Dwarka Dham ki Sri Jagannath Puri Dham ki Sri Navadip Mayapur Dham ki Sri Mayapur Chandradev Mandir ki Gangamai Jumanmai ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki Harinam Sankirtan ki Samavata Bhaktivinoda ki Transcendental Group Distribution ki Jai Sri Sri Gaurita ki Jai Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki Jai Sri Krishna Balaram ki Jai Sri Giri Govardhan ki Jai Shri Sri Radha Madhava ki, Jai Shri Sri Radha Sundara ki, Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantukam Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamy Nidhinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prasad Shesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Vishatharine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Mukam karoti vasalam vangam langayate girim Yadkripat maham bhante Sri Gurum Dinataram Yadkripat maham bhante Sri Gurum Dinataram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki Those who are translating are in their different positions, I think. Sri Lanka, yeah. So I'd like to begin by once again thanking all the devotees who have come. It's difficult to refuse an invitation to come to Vrindavan. We are all blessed and fortunate to get this opportunity actually. In the context of what we have been discussing and promoting in the last quite a few years, this theme, actually I will not speak too long because I know some of you would like to know or to taste those jalebis that they're preparing. So I don't keep you too far. too long away from the jalebis. The theme that it's a recurring theme. Recurring theme means it is meant to come again and again, recurring. So if there is one short message that I would like to share with all of you, is that this recurring theme actually becomes recurring in your mind, not only in your mind and your thoughts, but in your feelings and in your desires, and that actually it becomes translated in actual reality. What is this recurring theme? Well, we are here today, by Krishna's mercy, in the land of Vrindavan, and actually the recurring theme, which was mentioned by a few devotees, this recurring theme is make Vrindavan religious. Actually, the world can be saved if we make this a reality. If we make this theme a reality, the whole world can be saved. Why? Because Vedic culture can again be established. It is a monumental task. It is practically an impossible task. But as many devotees know, and those who may not know will know today, that the word impossible is never impossible. Or as our founder Acharya would say, the word impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. Prabhupada said that. Only in a fool's dictionary will you find the word impossible. It means nothing is impossible. And why is nothing impossible? Because we have Krishna. And nothing is impossible for Krishna. So actually this is our mission. The mission of the Vaishnavas is to create a Vaishnava society, a Vaishnava world, where our children will be getting the best opportunity to get association with other Krishna conscious children, where our children will be able to get the association of Krishna conscious teachers, where our children will be able to get the good association of like-minded devotees, living in a very simple, natural environment. We have deviated actually from that more natural and simple way of living. I'm sure all the devotees have heard so many times a very important phrase given to us by Srila Prabhupada, simple living and high thinking, isn't it? So this simple living and high thinking becomes especially possible, and in many ways becomes only possible, I'm talking on a large scale here, when we actually adopt, when we begin to understand how it is absolutely essential to re-establish, to revive, to rekindle the basic principles and concepts that make up Vedic culture. And definitely, I was mentioning possibly briefly yesterday a group of devotees, very sincere devotees from Ukraine, with whom I had a conference call a few days ago. We have actually every month. On this particular day, their request was that, Maharaj, can you speak to us about, or can you explain to us about the three gifts of nature? It is absolutely essential for every single devotee to not only theoretically understand the absolute necessity of these three gifts of nature, which are mentioned in all of our Shastra, and especially very nicely elaborated upon by Grandfather Vishnadev. And our grandfather Vishnadev is one of the 12 Mahajans, 12 authorities on the topic of Dharma. And he mentions, actually, there's a whole conversation which is embedded within the Mahabharata, wherein Grandfather Vishnadev gives all kinds of very, very important instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He's on his bed of arrows. And those instructions, actually, I would say that the essence of those instructions are directly connected with these three gifts of nature, which are cows, land, and knowledge. Cows, land, and knowledge. I believe it was Gandhiji or someone quite prominent here in India who made the statement that if the day comes when in our villages we no longer have cows, when the day comes where there will be no more cows and no more bulls in our villages, those villages will very soon be finished. They will be gone. Because village life actually begins with the presence of cows and bulls, isn't it? In the last few years, when I was personally, along with some devotees, traveling to different villages, meeting with village people, meeting with the local leaders, having extensive discussions, we could see, we could actually understand, because we were right there physically, how in many villages, that is, unfortunately, that situation has already come. In an increasing number of villages, there are no more bulls. The bulls are no longer there. And the cows, the population of the cows is gradually decreasing more and more. And the condition of the cows is also more and more pitiable, very, very far away from what is meant to be the Vedic standards in terms of how we look after cows. Sometimes the devotees think that we are against cities. Actually, we are not against cities. Vedic culture is not against cities. That means we would be against Dwarka or Hastinapur. They were cities. Krishna lives in Dwarka. But the cities, Vedic cities, were very, very different from our modern cities. And even at that time, when there were Vedic cities, now we don't have Vedic cities, but when Vedic cities existed, it was only a very, very small percentage of the population that lived in those cities. the vast majority of people lived actually in the country. The vast majority of people are actually meant to live in the country, are meant to interact on a daily basis with these natural gifts of nature, beginning with cows and with so many different gifts of Mother Nature. We should try to understand that actually it is practically impossible to properly develop our relationship with Krishna, to awaken our loving propensity with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, if we cannot relate and understand the absolute importance of these gifts that Krishna has given. We cannot establish our relationship with Krishna if we cannot establish our relationship with Mother Nature and with the cows. Mother Bhumi, we say mother, she is mother. How we can neglect mother? Cow is also mother. Knowledge, also mother. We are committing the greatest sinful activities actually today by neglecting these three mothers. Just like in an ordinary family, if mother is not there to nurture, to protect, and to care and to love the children will not grow up properly, isn't it? So similarly, Mother Cow, Mother Nature, land, and all of the different gifts of nature are there to nurture and protect all of us. So this is a very important aspect. It is actually foundational. It's a foundation, just like these are very big buildings, but they have very strong pillars. So these pillars are holding up these buildings. So similarly, Vedic culture is upheld by these pillars, by this foundation of cows, whose presence is absolutely necessary for the land to be nourished properly. Because if the land is not healthy, the land cannot produce proper food or healthy food. And this is what exactly is taking place in the world. As I'm sure many of you know, practically speaking, all of the food that we are consuming is not healthy food. And there are plans already underway to actually produce food in the laboratory. Forget about growing food in the country or in villages. Let us produce food. They've already started. These kinds of activities and these kinds of plans are actually adharmic. They are against the principles of dharma. They are totally, in so many ways, actually heartless. Because that means we have lost completely our connection with the land. We've lost our connection with Mother Earth. We've lost our connection with the cows. And this is unfortunately what happens when we disconnect with the principles of dharma. So all of us, whether we are brahmacharis or grihastas or vanaprasthas or sannyasis, everyone within the Vedic culture, and I will make this statement very clearly because sometimes even today, I heard it just a few days ago when I was having this discussion with some devotees in Ukraine. But there are some, and possibly too many, who are thinking that actually Varnashrama lifestyle and Varnashrama social organization, social system is not needed or not possible presently in the age of Kali in which we are living. This is totally the opposite of what our more recent acharyas, beginning with Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, have taught us. We should clearly understand that the more we allow present-day civilization to go astray, to go in the wrong direction, to go, in other words, to go towards more and more urbanization, we are breaking away, we are cutting away our ties, our natural ties. Prabhupada actually uses the expression, we are committing, or we are following rather, suicidal policies. This trend, modern day trend that began the last century, even before, which continues today all over the world, including here in India, is actually not in keeping with the Vedic principles and the Vedic concepts, and will simply end up in total destruction and disaster. So all of us, we are extremely fortunate to have come in contact with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially Chaitanya Charitamrita, also the life and precepts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are the literatures, including, of course, the Nectar of Devotion. Prabhupada told us these are the 4 most important books of knowledge for us to read, to hear, to study, and to put into practice. Therefore, this one very important instruction that we find in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavat Sravana Maturavasa Srimurtira Sradhaya Sevana Sakala Sadhana Shrestha Epansha Anga Krishna Prema Janamaya Epansher Alpo Anga. That's simply by a small amount of association, a small amount of attention that we give to these 5 most important activities, beginning with Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees, Nama Kirtan, the chanting of the holy name, Bhagavata Sravana, hearing on a daily basis, feeling ourselves nourished by the teachings from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Mathura Vasa. We've come to Mathura. We are in Mathura Vasa now. Those who are just visiting should take full advantage. But most of us cannot remain or live permanently, but we can make our home into Mathura, Mathura Vrindavan atmosphere. And even beyond that, or in a more complete sense, we can actually create, physically create. That's what Vedic villages, make Vrindavan village means creating villages where we actually will be living in Mathura Vrindavan, isn't it? And then Sri Murtira, every day worshipping the Arsha Vigraha form of the Lord. It is my humble request that devotees, especially those who are committed as initiated devotees, especially those who are brahmacharis. Brahmachari means who has dedicated fully. Of course, in our philosophy, grihasthas can also commit fully. This is the beauty of what is called Daiva Varnashrama Dharma. Daiva Varnashrama Dharma means, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kelinoi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta, Se Guru Hoy. Anyone who knows the science of Krishna consciousness can be and should actually be teaching, should become like Guru, at least Shiksha Guru, and introduce that knowledge, share that knowledge with as many people as possible. The whole world is actually, as Prabhupada would remind us, the whole world is waiting for this Krishna consciousness. There is no more important, no more crucial activity than propagating, introducing, spreading this mission of Krishna consciousness, and the villages are a key factor. And in the villages, especially, Gurukul is also a key factor. What is also a key factor is establishing Varnashram colleges. By establishing Varnashram colleges, by establishing Gurukulas, by training individuals in our Varnashram colleges, then we can actually gradually introduce and reconstitute or revive villages, Vedic villages, where people will be living, learning to live in a more simple, natural way from the resources, natural resources of the land, whereas before, every single family will have many cows, and one will learn to be self-satisfied, and will learn to meet all of one's necessities of life. So this is one of the important instructions also given by Narada Muni. Dharma mulam hi bhagavan sarva vidamayo hadihi smritam chata vidam rajan yena satma prasidati. All of our necessities of life, physical, emotional, social, spiritual, all of these necessities of life can be met simply if we understand deeply the full meaning and full dimension of dharma, swadharma. Dharma, in a very simple way, means what is natural. What is natural to us spiritually. What is natural to us spiritually is practicing bhakti, devotional service. And what is natural to us materially. What is natural to us materially is interacting, living with cows, interacting with the land, Mother Nature, and learning to be satisfied with the minimum necessities of life. These are all things that our founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada, again and again and again explained. So we have to take the time, that's the most important aspect, to hear. Srinvatam Sakatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Vidyanta Soya Bhadrani Vidunoti Sulit Satam. So if we hear from the Bhagavatam, then everything gradually will become more and more clear. And this is my humble request. Actually, you know, when we turn 78, and even before that, but especially I'm not the only one who's aging. Every single one of us, we are all aging, because that's one of the factors of life: birth, death, old age, and disease. So, of course, Prabhupada taught us to look at things from, Shastra Chakshu. Prabhupada actually said how old age should be seen for a devotee. Old age is an impetus to become more enlivened and more positive, because we know that very soon Krishna will be taking us back home, back to Godhead. So regardless of our position, regardless of our activities, occupation, regardless of our ashram, etc., we should all make an endeavor to help and assist Srila Prabhupada in this most vital and important mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. And this 50% of Prabhupada's mission is still very much in need of attention, there's unlimited activities to actually be taken up, and that is my humble request that devotees, in whatever way you can, be involved in these different preaching activities. There's a lot more to be said. As I mentioned earlier, I know devotees have been fasting since morning, and it's already getting on the late side. Once again, I want to thank all of you for having come to Vrindavan Dham. We are all extremely blessed, and let us become more and more inspired by the teachings of all of our acharyas, and especially by maintaining, keeping this contact with the teachings from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, etc. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki Jai.
Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Asyatya Deshatarine Namaste Gauravani Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Govinda Jai Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Govinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
रेज करना पड़ेगा प्रभु
Hare Rama Hare Bhakti Raghava Swamy Maharaj ki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Vande Guru Sri Charanarvinda चतुर्विधास्ति भगवत् प्रसादो स्वादन्न तृष्णा हरिभक्त संगम चतुर्विधास्ति भगवत् प्रसादो स्वादन्न तृष्णा हरिभक्त संगम वृत्तिव तृप्तिं भजत स्वदेव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं वृत्तिव तृप्तिं भजत स्वदेव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं वृत्तिव तृप्तिं भजत स्वदेव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं श्री राधिका माँ